So, hi all, welcome to this channel. Here we are going to discuss about the chemical bonding chapter from class 9 ICSE syllabus. I am following Dr. Dalal's book. So, today we are going to see how NaCl is formed. So, basically, NaCl, sodium has how many electron? It has total 11 electron. So what will be the configuration? In the first orbital 2 electron will be placed. In the next orbital, which is basically L, so it will be maximum 8 electron. Then 1 electron will be there. So this is the electronic configuration of sodium. And if you see the configuration of chlorine, chlorine has 17 electron total. So the configuration of chlorine will be 2 8 7. Now for all the elements in the periodic table, they wants to gain the stability. How they will gain the stability? By donating or accepting the electrons, right? So what that will give them? Basically they are going to get the inert gas configuration. Inert gas means like helium, neon, argon, krypton and etc. So helium has 2 electron, neon has 10 electron, argon has 18 electron. So if you see the what speciality in this inert gas in their electronic configuration. Basically if you consider neon and argon, neon has 10 electrons, so the configuration will be 2 8. Argon has 18 electrons, so it will be 2 8 and 8. So what we are seeing is that all the cases this 8 electron it is there in the outermost orbital. So basically in the outermost orbital these 8 electron make them special and make them stable. Okay, you can imagine like that this helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon, they are the first boy or first girl in the class. Okay, in that class all students wants to follow them. Basically all students want to follow their marks, like if they are getting 100 mark or some marks in particular subject, other students also wants to get that mark, right? Other students means other element in that period. Okay, now if you see consider in case of sodium. Okay, that is what we are seeing. Sodium has 2 8 and 1. This is the electronic configuration. Now if you imagine sodium being a metal, so it's electropositive. Electropositive means it wants to positive charge on their head. So if it is donating 1 electron, what will be the configuration? Sodium, if it is donating 1 electron, it will be Na plus. So previously the configuration was 2 8 1. Now the configuration change and it become 2 8. Now you can see it has 8 electron in the outermost orbital and it got the nearest noble gas configuration. What is the nearest noble gas? That is neon. So it got neon like configuration. By this way it is gaining the stability. Okay, now we will come for the chlorine. Chlorine has 17 electron total, and already we know that it has 2 8 7. This is the electronic configuration. Now if you see chlorine, if it is accepting 1 electron, what will be the configuration? Cl plus 1 electron and it becoming Cl minus. Previously it was 2 8 7. Now it become 2 8 and 8. So it got the configuration like argon. Argon has 18 electron, right? So argon also has this configuration 2 8 8. So chlorine also got the nearest gas noble gas configuration. Now what will happen if the sodium plus and chlorine minus, if they come closer, they will have a electrostatic attraction. You know that opposite charges every time attracts, right? Opposite charges, positive and negative, they are attracts. So here what happening? See, sodium, if we do the basically dot electronic configuration, sodium has only 1 electron. Now in case of chlorine, what is the situation? 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 and here is the 7. Now if you imagine if sodium is donating this electron to chlorine, okay, then what will happen? Sodium will become sodium plus, okay, and chlorine chlorine will become chlorine minus. Now chlorine has how many electron? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 electron it got from sodium. Okay, then these two will have on electrostatic attraction, then they will form the sodium chloride. So basically this is called ionic, or you can say electrovalent bond. Okay, ionic or electrovalent compound. Okay, so like what is the definition then? Here basically one element is donating the electron and another element it is accepting that one. By this way, if they are forming a like one compound, that is called electrovalent compound or ionic compound. So now if you see for the other cases also, and every time what we have to remember, if there is a combination of if there is the bond formation between metal plus non-metal, then they will go for the ionic bond formation. Okay, ionic bond formation. And if both are non-metal, then they will go for the covalent bond formation. So basically if both are non-metal plus non-metal, so then they will go for the covalent bond formation. Now we are coming for covalent bond. What is covalent bond? Here what we understood is that in the ionic bond someone is donating and someone is accepting. By this way they are getting the stability, and those opposite charge, because of that electrostatic attraction among the opposite charge, they combine and they form the ionic bond. Now here what is going to happen in the covalent bond? Covalent bond, if you see the covalent compound, let's say oxygen, right? Every time we are taking oxygen in the breathing time. So how oxygen molecule is formed? Oxygen, it is diatomic molecule, right? Two atom of oxygen combine to form the oxygen molecule, right? So now how oxygen is formed? So first what do you have to know? We have to know about the number of electron in oxygen, that is basically 8, right? So what will be the configuration of the oxygen? 2 and 6. Okay, now we have to imagine about the two oxygen atom, they came closer. So what is going to happen? Let's say this is one oxygen atom, this is another oxygen atom, and what we understood is that 6 electron it is there in their outermost orbital. So in this case also, if you see 1 2 3 4 and 5 6, so what will happen? These two oxygen atom, they basically, you can see here what they are doing is let's say like two friend is going to buy something which is 60 rupees. Okay, but one friend has 30 rupees, another friend has 30 rupees. So no one can buy these particular things or particular food, you can imagine. Okay, so what they have to do, they thought, okay, you give your 30 rupees, I am also going to give you my 30 rupees, so that both will add to become 60 rupees. Now they can buy that particular food and they can share with each other, right? This is what same concept it like applies here also in the covalent bonding. See, oxygen has 6 electron, that means what? In the outermost orbital, that means they need 2 extra electron to gain the stability. So what these two oxygen atom, they decided, they discussed among themselves, okay, let's say you give your 2 electron and I am also going to give you 2 electron. Okay, we will share and we'll make a pair. Okay, we make a bond, and that one will both will use in the further. Let's say here also they are using now that 60 rupees food, they both are using, they both can eat. Previously they cannot eat because they each has 30 rupees. Now they can eat because they has that particular food. So here in this case also, this oxygen, so they told, okay, you give your this 2 electron to me, so I will have 8 electron. You also can take my 2 electron and we will form a kind of a bond. See here again I can show like this here, 1 2 3 4 and 5 6. In the other oxygen also, if you see 1 2 3 4 and 5 6. Now if they are forming the covalent bond, so they are basically the sharing their 2 electron. Each oxygen atom is sharing their 2 electron. Okay. So basically what they are doing, they are forming 2 covalent bond among themselves like this way. So what will happen to the other electrons? They will be remain as lone pair. You know what is lone pair? Lone pair means, lone means what? They are not going to be any use. They will be remain as such. Pair means 2 electron, right? So if I am telling 2 lone pair, that means it is 4 electron total. 1 2 3 4. In another case also 1 2 3 4. And these are called covalent bond. What is this called? Covalent bond. So by this way they will form a covalent bond among themselves, these 2 oxygen atoms. Similarly, hydrogen case also, if you see, hydrogen is also forming, they have 1 and 1 electron, they will form a covalent bond. Okay, they will form the H2 molecule, right? So up to this much we will do. In the next class we will do the remaining portion of the, this is just a brief introduction about the chemical bonding and how they have formed. Next class what we will do, we will check with other compounds for the covalent bond and other elements and salts for the ionic compound, and we'll see how they are forming. And some cases we'll see the complex thing like how NH3 is forming, how 3 hydrogen atom is forming, how water molecule is forming. These things we'll see. Okay, thank you so much. And yeah, this channel you can subscribe for the more classes and all, and you can tell also in the comment ki what are the chapter you have problems. So basically on that we'll discuss those chapter first, then we'll go for the next chapters and all. Yeah, thank you so much.